I kind of feel like Slim, the walking stick from A Bug's Life. I'm a beautiful flower with nothing interesting to say. We're out here at EPCOT today for the International Flower and Garden Festival. We've got our booklet, we're ready to go eat, look at some topiaries, and have an amazing day. So why don't you guys come along, let's go make some memories together. Our festival passport's got everything we need to know for today's journey. All 15 different booths are gonna have all their menus in here. And at the back, they also have information on the garden graze. This is the kind of collect-a-thon thing where you go and get 5 different food items, get 5 different stamps, and get a completer treat at the end. We've actually opted not to do this year. We normally do, but not really anything spoke to us. So we're gonna be sticking to just the normal menu items today. We've done some pretty extensive research on the menus, kind of curated today's itinerary, and planned out everything we're gonna go get to go. It's gonna be a really fun day. There's a lot of food we're really looking forward to. So unfortunately for us, there is so many good things this year that we could not possibly eat them all. So we've set kind of a budget for ourselves. I say kind of, we're still going a little heavy today. We won't be going to every single booth. We've narrowed it down to everything that we really wanna try, and we're gonna hit up what we either really liked from previous years or brand new things from this year. Our first booth is gonna be here at Brunch Cot, right next to Test Track. Starting off with a returning favorite of mine from last year, the Fruit Loop Shake. It is quite literally a milkshake type of drink with Fruit Loops on it. I think it was pink last year, I don't fully remember, but I do like that blue. I originally wasn't going to get this because I've had it before, but I remember liking it so much that once I narrowed down everything that I wanted, I figured I'd get this. I really enjoy it. Not anything spectacular, it just literally tastes like Fruit Loops milk, like if your Fruit Loops been sitting in the bowl for a while. And Matt got the lox Benedict on everything focaccia, everything spiced cream cheese, shallots, crispy capers, and hollandaise. It's pretty decent looking. I think it looks pretty good.
It smells really good.
Is your egg runny at all?
It's kind of mostly cooked through.
Okay.
I know it's supposed to be runnier. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Now, originally you were going to do this and the shrimp and grits, but you had the shrimp and grits last year?
Yeah, just to save on money, I decided to skip it this year since I've already had it.
I don't remember if this one's new or not.
This one is new.
This one is new?
Yeah,
Okay.
which is why I decided just to go with this one. That's really good.
Isn't it really good?
Yeah, I really like that.
I said earlier that I was originally going to skip it because I had it from last year, but like, I remember liking it so much, and like, I'm a big cereal person, so like, it literally tastes like Fruit Loops milk. Like your Fruit Loops been chilling there for a while.
Better.
Yeah. Got a good everything bite there. Ooh, that is pretty good. I love the aftertaste. We're off to a strong start. Backtracking a little bit over here to Farmer's Feast for our next booth. It's right outside of the Creation Shop. Matt was originally going to get this chilled potato leek vichyssoise. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm so sorry. Because it's from last year. He absolutely loved it. I think it was on his best of the fest last year. But he's going to skip it because he's had it before. He's going to go for this spice cake with the cream cheese icing, candy pecans, and parsnip. I know there's parsnip on it. There's a picture. And he's jumping in line right now to go grab it. Now this booth is known for having a cycling menu. So right now we've got this menu. Starting April 8th, we've got this menu. And then starting May 21st, we have this menu. So we'll be coming out here, I think, to grab one thing from each of these different time periods. Obviously, it's not gonna be in this vlog. It'll be in future vlogs or TikToks or shorts or whatever. So make sure you guys follow us. It's the exact same handle we have here at Making Memories Magical. And you guys can see what we like to do outside of our main videos. I feel like it's pretty decent size for the price too. Like, what was it, $4.75, something like that?
$4.50.
$4.50, even better.
That's really good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because like, and this is one that we like kind of question getting too.
Kind of, yeah. But yeah, it's a really nice cake. It's kind of like one of those, like, it's kind of cooler. So it's like been kind of a little bit chilled. So it's kind of nice and cool.
Is it dry at all, or is it really moist?
No, it's nice and moist. It's a cream cheese frosting on top too. So it's like really nice. And then of course pecans, which are my like favorite nut.
I actually read on the menu, I don't know if you saw it, but it has parsnips in it.
Oh, I think I remember.
So I think it's like a carrot cake.
Yeah, it basically is like a carrot cake. It tastes just like one.
Ooh. That's good. Yeah, that's quite literally just an extra spicier carrot cake. All right, Flower Garden, I see you. We're now 2 for 2 for booths. Cutting back through the Creations area and gonna cross this bridge over to the Odyssey building. If you guys saw our Festival of the Arts vlogs, which if you haven't, I'll link them below. But this is where they kind of set up like a whole Figment kind of booth at. Lots of cool projections, lots of cool Figment things where they had the popcorn bucket pickups. they've now changed it to an Orangeburg location. But there's a couple things here we want to go grab, and I just want to see what it looks like. Inside of the Odyssey is the Citrus Blossom booth. I think Matt's gonna go for this citrus baked brie, which is that one right there. And originally I wasn't gonna get anything, but I saw another vlogger get this sour down here. I'm not a beer person, but I sometimes like sours. I figured, might as well try it. Also at this booth is the new Orangeburg sipper. I am dying to have one, but I need to be responsible and not spend $15 on a plastic cup. But I've never wanted anything more in my entire life. Oh my gosh, and he's even holding the old original sipper. Like the little orange, oh my God. Okay, sorry, gotta go, bye, love you. So I caved and ended up getting the flight. I assume it's in this order, so this is gonna be a hazy wheat beer from UFO in Boston. This is going to be the citrus honey cream ale from Tampa. And this is, I believe, the sour from Louisiana. Or maybe it's reversed, I don't know. But I figured for an extra $4, I might as well just get like the full flight. And then you got the brie, which is a little bit smaller than I thought it was going to be, but
Kind of what I expected.
yeah. I guess I do want to try it, but I'm not a biggest fan of brie.
It's definitely very interesting. It's like, almost feels like a dumpling.
Really?
Yeah, like the outside feels like it's a pastry almost.
From here, it looks like a bread pudding, like watching through the camera lens.
It's very hot.
Oh, it's actually warm?
Yeah, it's warm.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be a cold brie.
Yeah, well, it does say baked, which was like...
Oh, that's true.
Made me like, oh, duh.
Yeah.
It is pretty good. I'm gonna try it without the nut this time, because the nut was also very powerful and kind of overpowering everything else.
And it's just like an almond, right?
Yeah.
With or without the almond?
Personally, probably without.
Should the almond be better as like maybe like slivered?
Yeah,
Instead of
probably
whole?
a slice rather than like a big chunk.
Yeah.
I almost wish it had a little bit more blueberries. I mean, I also love blueberries, but
Yeah.
it really like adds to the notes of like the brie.
Okay. A small bite there. That's not bad. Not my favorite flavor palette. I personally would not buy it, but I think it's fine. I'm eager to try these beers though. I think this might actually be the sour just based on consistency. Every time I get a flight, I always screw up and just don't read the card correctly. So by the end of the day, I don't really know what I'm drinking, but who cares? Okay, I think that's the sour. I really like that actually. I'm actually really glad I got this. This is the one I was originally gonna get as the full, I think 6-ounce pour. But again, I figured for an extra $4, why not get a little bit less, but all the flavors. This does taste like a beer mimosa. This would be great over at Brunch Cot. I'm kind of surprised this isn't a Brunch Cot. Like, it makes sense being here because this is like Orangebird's room, which we'll do a tour of the room here in a little bit. But I actually really like this.
It does kind of taste like a mimosa. Other than with like champagne, it tastes like it's made with beer though. It still smells like a beer too.
Moving on to the honey cream ale. I have a feeling I'm not gonna like this one too much. But this was the one that sounded a little bit better than the third one, just the hazy wheat beer. Yeah, not for me. Very beery, obviously. It's not horrible, and it tastes nice after being outside because it's starting to pick up in temperature a little bit. But it's not bad. I would not get an entire cup of that, but it's not horrible. The last one's gonna be the UFO Beer Company with the hazy citrus wheat beer. Probably my least favorite so far. The last two are obviously not the ones that I originally wanted. I really like that first one. The other two I could live without. If you're a beer person, maybe you'll like these. I'm obviously gonna finish them because they're not horrible, but I don't think I'd ever get those other two again. I love that they found a good way to keep the Odyssey building alive by making it kind of character-centric areas for the festivals. I believe that just started this year with Figment and Festival of the Arts. So I wonder if Remy will get an entire location here in the fall. I guess summer now, since Food and Wine starts in the dead of July. Flower and Garden is absolutely chock full of topiaries of all these fun characters. In fact, there are so many, I'm gonna do the montage right here. They do a wonderful job every single year of making these things. I've heard they take years to grow. They just do a wonderful job. And every year we see new ones. At the end, we'll talk about our favorite ones. But I think I already know what my favorite one is. We were walking through this Blossoms of Fragrance thing, which has just a bunch of like smellitzers that kind of pump out different smells. But they gave us quite a lot of seeds for mint. We each got 4. I don't think she realized that we were together. Nice little freebie I didn't expect, but I'll take it. Over here by the Land Pavilion is the butterfly tent. I always love that they do this. They have like real butterflies in there. You can kind of watch the cycle of life with the butterflies. Just a fun little walk around thing. We'll go in here for just a few minutes. Oh yeah, you can see their little like chrysalises growing there. It's warm in here too. Yeah, it's very warm in here. It's a cute little installation. I love that they do that. Uh-oh.
They're waiting for the door.
I know. Well, they'll come back out here later in the season and see if more have kind of come out, because I love that they do that. I don't know if you guys caught it on video, but apparently the little door thing, like the little beads, knocked Orange Bird off. So thank you, kind stranger, who returned Orange Bird to me. I'd have been very sad once I realized later on that he was not on my shoulder anymore. So we came over here to kind of the end of World Showcase by Canada. There's one booth there, there's a couple more over here. Then we're gonna hit this section, and then we'll continue on to World Showcase. Here at the Honey Bistro, I think we're only gonna get one item. I think we're gonna get this non-alcoholic honey peach cobbler freeze. I was originally thinking about getting the chicken and waffles, but I've heard really mixed things about them. So instead of taking a risk and wasting $6.75, Matt's in line to go get that drink, which is pretty cheap, but only $4.75. That's definitely not what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be like a slush.
Yeah, I was expecting a slush.
Yeah, it looks like a yogurt. So this booth also has like honey infused flatbreads. And this year they changed it up a little bit. There's a different one this year. It's kind of more fruit based, but the one I had from last year, before we started vlogging, one of my favorite things of all time. I like that they changed up menus, but I would have got that if they brought it back this year.
Honey peach.
It's like a honey peach cobbler with streusel.
Yeah, with streusel.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous about this one because when it said it has streusel, I thought it was going to be like the apple cinnamon gelato thing that we got at our last day at Festival of the Arts, but this looks a lot better than that.
This one's not like a solid block of ice at the bottom.
Yeah, that one was a mistake.
Yeah. That's nice. This is what the other one should have been. I still like the other one, but this one's good. It's actually like kind of like a, I wouldn't say a milkshake because it's a little bit like icier and like waterier, but it's still really good.
Okay. I know streusel's supposed to sit on top, but like I don't think there's enough. Like I feel like it kind of like once you have your first like 3 or 4 bites, it's just gone.
Probably, yeah.
Actually really like that. Every single thing we've had so far has been great.
I know.
I'm kind of shocked.
Every single item. Next
booth is going to be the refreshment port just on the very edge of Canada. This is another booth that we originally wanted to get more, but I've heard very mixed things about the shrimp scampi poutine. This is one of your like most look forward to.
I was really wanting that one.
Yeah.
After someone said it was disgusting, I was like,
yeah, and like at $10.50, you can't really afford to have something be disgusting. But they do apparently have a really good peanut butter and jelly like soft serve, which is what I'm gonna get. It's not like anything super exciting, but I've never had peanut butter and jelly soft serve, so I wanna get it. This looks so good. It also looks kind of strange. That quite literally looks like peanut butter and jelly. You could get either or, but of course I'm gonna get the swirl. Oh, that's weird. In like a good way though.
It's heavy.
It's very heavy too.
Definitely gave us a lot.
I know. Isn't that weird?
It's good.
It's good though.
It's also melting really fast.
It is melting very fast. I probably should have got like a bowl for it too. I'm now questioning whether I should have got this because of this melting factor. But this is really good. It's very grape heavy. Then you get the peanut butter. This is wonderful. Well, right there is Canada, but I figured we go start in Mexico because we don't live the criminal life. We don't start in Canada. So we're gonna walk all the way down there and then we'll end up back here by the end of the vlog. This right here is Pineapple Promenade. We're not getting anything from this booth, but this is where you're gonna go to redeem the garden grays if you guys are doing it. Like I said, it is gonna be like the collect-a-thon. You go and get 5 different things. Any of these 5, any combination, you get 5 of one. You can get 2 of some, 3 of another, however many you want. As long as you get 5, come here, you get a completer treat. Not only do we not want to do it because we just don't care about the options this year, but we have the completer treat, which is usually like a Dole Whip in a collector's cup. I love my cups, but it's identical to one we already have. But this is where you would get it right across from this like main World Showcase gift shop. And right before you enter Mexico, it's going to be the Florida Fresh booth, which is our next booth that we're going to. I think from this booth, we wanted to get the blackened fish slider and the strawberry shortcake, which I think was one of our most anticipated ones. It looks so good. Here is our blackened fish slider. It's going to have roasted tomatoes, watercress, citrus remoulade on a brioche. It's a little smaller than I thought it was going to be, especially at the price of $6.75 that we paid, but I'm sure it'll still be good. It's not the most picture perfect one we probably could have gotten, but this is the strawberry shortcake. This just looks phenomenal. I am very excited for this one. Like, I really hope that this is as good as it looks. It doesn't have as many crystals on top as I thought it was going to. Like, the picture had a ton of sugar crystals, but that's totally fine. Figured we'd start with dinner before dessert. That's pretty good though. It's still
Really
pricey
nice.
for what it is, but I like it. Would I get it again? No, based off pricing, but yes, based off flavor. I want a little whip of the whipped cream.
Berries and cream.
Berries and cream, berries and cream. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the cream's really nice.
Yeah. Hold your plate for support.
I don't know how fresh the biscuit is.
Yeah, it is taking us a minute to cut through that. I just expected like softer. I don't know.
Taste the biscuit. That's good. It's strawberries and cream.
How is the biscuit though?
It's a biscuit.
Another vlogger said it was more of like a breakfast biscuit more than like a shortcake.
Yeah, it's definitely that. Because that's.
It also looks like it.
Yeah, it's literally just that biscuit. It does. I think it's missing a lot of that like sugar crystals that we saw in the other vlogs.
Okay. Got a monster bite there. Yeah, I think it's fine. I actually like the fish slider better.
Yeah.
I expected more.
Yeah.
So you probably noticed we skipped Mexico, Norway, and China.
and China?
There is just nothing that we really wanted from there. We've said before that we feel like Mexico and China are both incredibly overpriced for what you get. And Norway just really doesn't ever do anything for the festivals. I've never understood why, they just don't. But our next thing brings us here to the refreshment Outpost, which is a little like Africa section, for one of my favorite drinks of all time. This is the lavender martini, potato vodka with lavender and lemon. Last year, this was over at Refreshment Port, where we got the peanut butter and jelly soft serve. Oh, that smells so strong. That's one of the things I remember from this is that I actually feel like I'm getting my money's worth.
It almost smells like hand sanitizer.
It kind of does, but like not like in a bad way.
Well, yeah, it's like a lavender smelling hand sanitizer.
I will say this was pretty expensive. It was $11.50, but that included the tax.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like a $10 cocktail, I guess. But either way, I remember loving this. I love lavender as a flavor. So I'm really happy that this came back. So good. It's a little syrupier than I remember.
Oh, really?
A little bit.
I might like it more than I did.
Like I wish it was a little bit more liquidy, if that makes sense.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's better than last year. It's stronger than last year.
It is stronger than last year's. Ooh, that got a bite to it. That's strong.
Yeah.
That's why I'm fine paying for it, because like
This one's worth it.
Most drinks you get that are this price are going to be like pre-mixed, or they're going to be a small pour. This is small, but it's mighty.
Yeah.
There is quite a bit to this. Hopefully this comes back every year. Our next booth is going to be here in Germany called the Bowern Market. I think that's how you say it. There's like a potato pancake with ham and like I think Gruyere cheese, and it just sounds really good. So I was wrong. It's not Gruyere cheese. It's ham, caramelized onions, and herb sour cream. That does look very, very good. This looks like a Festival of the Holidays dish. I guess it kind of is, because we've had potato pancakes before.
Yeah.
So like it's not anything like new-ish to us, but we've never had this specific one. Before we dig in, let's just acknowledge how gorgeous World Showcase Lagoon looks. The lighting is just perfect right now in general.
Perfect EPCOT lighting.
Perfect EPCOT lighting for sure.
good.
It's good?
Yeah.
How is it on like the heaviness? Because that's like my biggest fear with festival food is that like luckily today is not that hot, but
Yeah.
like Food and Wine starts in the middle of July now, and half of Food and Wine food is like really, really hot.
This does seem like a food and wine item, honestly.
I guess it's all of Germany really though.
It's kind of heavy.
Not as warm as I thought it was gonna be. It's a little cold.
I wouldn't say cold. More like room temperature.
It's room temp. There's nothing wrong with this, but it might be my least favorite thing we've had so far.
Really?
Yeah, I would skip this. There's nothing really there for me.
The potato itself could be crispier.
Maybe that's what it is. It's all a
think
little
that's what it
gelatinous-y to me.
Well, homogeneous,
That's true.
not gelatinous.
I mean, no, it is kind of gelatinous-y to me. Like it's all kind of like the same texture, which I guess would be homogeneous, but it's homogeneous in its gelatinous-y. You guys get what I'm saying. Obligatory visit to the Germany train station because, as always, the flags in the town square are changed to the current festival. There you go, like every other vlogger ever shows. Up next is going to be America, and they've got the Magnolia booth tucked back in here, which is kind of like Cajun food. Now, I know we've just kind of shown brief glimpses of all of the topiaries, but there's no way I could just skip this one. I'm so glad we have a Tiana one now. This is easily the best looking one. Like, I know I was going to say at the end what our favorite one was, but I knew coming into this was going to be my favorite.
We knew it was her.
I absolutely adore Tiana. I'm really glad she finally gets the recognition that she deserves as a Disney princess, and I would do anything for her.
They did an amazing job. I love the magnolias they have around.
Very pretty.
The lily pads, and of course her little arching.
Absolutely gorgeous. Typically we don't usually get a lot from the America booth because it usually just doesn't interest us, but I love Cajun food. This might be the one where we're getting the most stuff at.
I think so, yeah.
Probably, because we're going to get the muffaletta panini, we're going to do the crawfish pie and the bananas Foster. I would normally get a gumbo, but I would rather not get theme park gumbo. I'd rather get like normal gumbo. But yeah, I'm very excited for this booth. Here is our spread from the Magnolia Terrace menu. This first one here is that muffaletta panini, ham, salami, mortadella, provolone, and Swiss with olive salad. Now, normally I don't like olives in any capacity, but for some reason, a muffaletta is one of my favorite Cajun food things. This right here is the bananas Foster bread pudding. It doesn't really give any other ingredients, but I will say it looks questionable. It doesn't look the most appetizing, but this has been one of the things I'm looking most forward to. And then you got the crawfish pie. Again, no ingredients that says otherwise, but I think it looks pretty good. Up first is the muffaletta panini. It's pretty good. Before I bit into it, I could smell it. I knew exactly how it was going to taste. It's not the best muffaletta thing I've ever had, but for a theme park restaurant, for like $6, I'll take it.
Yeah, pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Well, that's nice and flaky.
I know, you did say it was a little smaller than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My concern is that it would be really heavy to eat on a hot Epcot day.
Like now that it's kind of like more of the evening time, sunset a little bit more, it's a little bit cooler.
Pretty good. Not my favorite flavor palette,
Yeah.
but I do enjoy it. I don't think I'd personally buy it. Oh, it's very fishy at the end. I just got a big whiff of that crawfish kind of flavor. I do like the aftertaste though. As much as it like hit me like really hard, I didn't really care for it at first. I kind of like it now. Matt said this looks like brown gravy with carrots. I will say this looks like an entirely savory dish.
Oh yeah.
Like this looks like it would be like
A meatloaf.
like beef tips or something like that. Beef tips with gravy.
Oh, yeah,
and
this
like
right here.
like all of it. All of it does
Yeah,
not
that
look
looks
very
like meat.
appetizing, but I'm hoping it's a lot better than it looks. Make sure it's actually bread. It is bread. Now I normally love bananas Foster, so I really hope this is.
You can smell it.
It's very good. If you're not a fan of textures, it might not be for you. It is bread pudding, so it's kind of
Gelatinous-y.
gelatinous-y.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty. The flavor is great. No?
I honestly thought it was gonna be sweeter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But I feel like bread pudding has a little bit more like sweetness to it.
I mean, I think it tastes fine. Maybe it's the banana Fosters that kind of cuts it a little bit.
Maybe. Let me try just the gravy.
It's not gravy.
Because I even thought the bananas would be like sweeter.
I will say it's not as good as I wanted it to be. It's good, but I'm a little disappointed by it. I wouldn't say it's on my worst the fest, but I don't think I get it again. Sorry, guys. All right, so review update. As much as I like the flavor initially, I think that is on my worst of the list. That instantly started to hurt my stomach. I think it was just too much of the sameness just with each bite, and it just became heavier and heavier to eat. Even with us splitting it, like once I had my half, I just was no. So unfortunately, that's on my worst of the fest. We're coming into Japan, and normally we would get the frushi, but I've seen online that it only comes to 4 pieces, and I just can't justify $7.50 for 4. I looked at previous pictures, like from last year or 2 years ago, and it was $7 for 3 pieces, and for some reason I felt okay buying that. I don't know why, I just don't feel like doing that this year, but it's kind of sacrilegious, but we're skipping the frushi this year. Matt does want to get this creamy shrimp udon though, which does sound pretty interesting. I feel absolutely gutted that we're not getting frushi, but I have to decide the things that I want. Maybe the lower price in the next year, I doubt it, but that's just a lot to spend on 4 pieces of fruit wrapped in rice paper. Here is that creamy shrimp udon. It's a little creamier than I thought it was going to be. Like I knew it's a creamy, I just didn't think it'd be like a soup. Yeah. I thought it, or like, I guess like a chowder, I thought it'd be like a normal udon soup. So for $9, it did only come with 2 shrimp, which I feel like it could have at least come with 3. Yeah. Maybe they're buried. I think it's just the 2. Okay, well, you can't win them all. Those noodles do look really good though. Yeah. I do love a good udon.
It is pretty good. There's honestly not very many noodles, too.
Almost inhaled that noodle. I do like it. Mm-hmm. It's not $9 good.
No.
No, not at all.
No.
And I've not really ever had, like, the creaminess works with it. Mm-hmm. I don't mind it, but it's not the consistency I want when having udon.
It's almost like a...
like, I want broth when I have udon.
Yeah, it's almost like a Alfredo.
How are the shrimp? Did you eat a shrimp yet?
Yeah, I had a shrimp just now. They're pretty good. There's a lot of shrimp at this festival, and I feel like there's going to be other options that have a lot more shrimp.
Okay.
I say people should try it, because most people probably haven't had udon. Mm-hmm. And the other 2 options are literally just sushi.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is something unique that they could try.
They've had a couple of new gardens that they install for this event. I didn't show any of the other ones, but I really, really enjoy this one. It's like a musical garden that relies on water. So they've got like these deer scares here that will eventually dump out. That one's tied to like a wind chime there. Oh, did you see the hidden Mickey?
Yeah.
That's cute. This side over here is definitely way more active. We're getting a lot more of the instrumental. And it seems to be all timed differently. Like they're all going in different cycles. So like that one will go, and then yeah, that other drum will go. I love it. Up next is Morocco, and we're gonna go inside Tangerine Cafe. So this is the number one thing that I'm here, this orange blossom saffron cake. I originally wanted this cider flight, but I am so full.
You're not getting it?
I don't think I want it.
You
like,
could get it.
No, I'm so full. I bought that other flight when I wasn't going to.
This one actually sounds good though.
But I feel like I've had all these flavors before.
Have you?
I feel like I have. I might skip it for now. Maybe at a later date I'll get it. But I definitely want to get this saffron cake. This actually looks way more prettier than I thought it was going to be. I didn't expect the little like glaze on the bottom or the pistachios. It does kind of look like modeling clay or like foam.
It looks like foam.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be at all. Don't know if I've ever had saffron in something, let alone a cake. So I'm a little intrigued to see what this is going to taste like. It's a little zesty at the end, like, not like spicy. I'll let you try. Maybe you can describe it. Oh, you know what it tastes like? It tastes like cereal. It tastes like Fruit Loops or like Trix. I don't know how to explain. Like, I know it sounds silly to say that, but it does.
It's really good. I really like it. At the end,
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. I like it though.
It's a little out there in terms of like flavor palette.
I think it's because it kind of tastes like cheesecake.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that's what like your thing is.
Yeah, that might be a one and done for me.
Dessert wise, have we only had 4 desserts?
I don't know. I feel like I've been eating sweets all day.
I know.
So maybe it's because I'm a little sugared out.
Maybe.
Because I'm kind of nearing the end of the list of everything I was getting. This is kind of one of my last things. You like it, I would skip it. It's definitely worth trying a bite of. So if you have like a group of friends, maybe come get it. But I might pass on having the rest of that. This right here is Illa Fresca, which is the Encanto inspired booth. And we're not getting anything from this year. We have had the tres leches before, which was pretty good. But you'll notice there are no arepas. So last year for Flower and Garden, they did have arepas after everyone complained that the Festival of the Arts one didn't have arepas. But now there's no arepas at all. They were good. I liked them, but like, you're gonna have an Encanto booth again with no arepas? They must have not sold well. We're coming into France for some of our final treats over at Fleur de Lis. Now, pardon my French, but I'm gonna attempt to pronounce this. Croissant au fromage de chèvre, herbes au ale rôti. That was terrible. I'm so sorry for that. But it's a croissant with goat cheese, herbs, and roasted garlic. Have you had this one before?
I'm pretty sure I've had it in the past.
Yeah.
Like I usually get
something
like
of this nature.
Every festival, they have something like this.
Yeah.
And so I'm always confused if I've had it, but
it starts to blend together.
I'm pretty sure I've had it.
Let's get through these cans one bit at a time.
It's really good.
Real good?
Mm-hmm.
Was it worth the $6.75? It's probably the cheapest thing on the menu, I think.
Probably. I usually get when they're drinks, especially like their frozen drink, because it's always so good, but I'm skipping the drinks this year. It kind of reminds me of like ricotta.
Okay.
And it pairs really nicely with the croissant.
Ooh. Very, very strong. I think I got a little bit too much of the filling. It was a little overpowering, but I love that aftertaste. That's actually very good. I really do like that. And here we are at the very end of World Showcase in Canada. This might be our last booth. I don't know if we missed anything or not, but he really wants to get the chocolate maple whiskey cake. And yeah, I think that's it. I think we're done. All right, final treat's gonna be the maple whiskey cake from Canada. Is it like a lava cake?
No, I think it just has like the cream in the middle. It's at least moist.
Yeah.
Because it has the whiskey.
I assumed all the alcohol's probably burned out.
Oh, probably, yeah. It's good. It's not as sweet as I thought it would be.
Oh, it's cold. I think it's gonna be cold. It's been one of my favorite desserts all day, though. I like that whiskey that's in there, and I like that it's not super sweet. Like, I could finish that. As much sugar as I've had today, I think I could finish that. Sorry if that last clip seemed very abrupt. We met some very, very nice people while enjoying that dessert. They just struck up a conversation with us. So thank you guys for introducing yourselves. It's very nice meeting you guys. Hopefully run into you guys again here at the parks. But the cake was great. I really did like it. I was again shocked it was cold. I thought it was gonna be a warm cake. It just looked like a lava cake, but it was definitely in one of my favorite things that I had today. Maybe not my top favorite, but we're gonna share all of our favorites here in just a moment. Did you want to go get that drink? You mentioned the drink that you may have forgotten.
Sure. Yeah,
okay.
We can go get it.
So we're actually gonna get one more thing. Forget everything I said earlier. We're coming back over here to Farmer's Feast where we got the little pecan spice cake earlier, because Matt is going to get the Collective Arts Brewing Blueberry and Elderberry Sparkling Hard Tea. Now you got the 6-ounce pour of that, correct?
6 or 5.
I think it's a 6.
It is good.
Really?
Yeah.
How like tea is it?
I wouldn't say it's tea at all, unless it's like a, that kind of tea that I don't drink.
What does that even mean? That was funny.
It honestly reminds me of like one of the drinks from like Club Cool.
It's a little flatter than I thought it was going to be. I know it's a sparkling tea, so it's not like a juice or like a cider. It's just not as
It's kind of nice and
like
refreshing.
sugary as I thought it was going to be. That probably been really good earlier.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be nice in the heat of the day.
Yeah, I was going back through our list and I was like, dang, we forgot that. But yeah, I'm glad you got that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Well, that wraps up our day out here at Flower Garden. I had a wonderful time. All the flower beds, all the topiaries. I didn't show you guys a lot of the flower stuff, but we're gonna be out here at another time anyways.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way we're only gonna be out here one time.
Well, we have to do the mid.
Oh yeah,
thing
the
for
Farmer's
booth.
Feast
Yeah.
mid and the final menu.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm sure by that point we'll be like, I kind of wish I would have got this, and you guys will see us eat other stuff too.
Your cider flight.
The cider flight I will probably get at some other point because I can't say no to a good cider. I think my 3 favorite things of the day were my lavender martini. Not only does it taste good,
It was a good value.
but it's a great value just in price alone and alcohol content. I had a good buzz for about 2 countries, so I was very pleasantly surprised by that. I really enjoyed the PB&J cone.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd make that my top 3, but for some reason my brain tells me to put it in there. So we're gonna put it in there. And then the Fruit Loop shake. I know I picked a bunch of sweets and things that weren't like real food, but like the Fruit Loop shake is just really, it tastes like cereal. I think it's good. If I had to pick an actual savory thing though, I think it'd be the muffaletta.
I think mine might be the deluxe.
Oh, the bagel over at Brunch Cot? Or the focaccia, sorry.
Yeah. Deluxe focaccia. Probably the, like, I know it's not carrot cake. It was the
spice cake.
The spice cake.
With the pecans and the parsnips. I mean, it was essentially a carrot cake.
Yeah, I was going to say it was just like a carrot cake. But it was really good. And my third item would be... I think I might give it to the brie. Just because, like, it was unique and it was nice and, like, simple and... like creamy, but also sweet.
What is one thing that got your worst of the fest? Mine is the Bananas Foster bread pudding.
Yeah.
I really liked that first bite, which is why it was so flip-floppy, but it just sat in my stomach like a brick.
Yeah.
I could not finish that. And then I wasn't a huge fan of the saffron cake.
I really liked that one.
I know you did.
That one was really good.
And you kept saying it was like cheesecake?
Yeah.
And that's all I kept thinking about, because I don't really care for cheesecake.
Mine was the shortcake.
Okay.
Because it was just a day-old biscuit they found on the ground, and then just they, dusted it off, and it dusted all the sugar off of it.
They did dust all the sugar off. They didn't find it on the ground.
Then they accidentally, when they dropped it on the ground, they picked up only like a couple of the strawberries and put that back on. So we only had a couple of strawberries with our...
It wasn't that bad.
It was the
disappointment, but it wasn't that bad.
It was not
It should have been shortcake and not the biscuits.
If it was shortcake, it would probably be better than what I ranked it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a day-old biscuit.
Well, we were also really hyped for that one. That was one of our top, 3 or 5 that we really wanted. At least for me it was.
For you.
For me
it was mid-tier for me.
Okay.
And then it became worse at the fest.
Flower and Garden runs through July 4th of this year. We are only a week into the festival, so like I said, I'm sure we'll be back out here to try more things. Stay tuned for future vlogs. Thank you guys so much for coming along. Hope you guys had a wonderful time. And thanks for making memories with us. We'll see you next time.